Hey, how are you, everybody? Good afternoon. It is Thursday, September 19th, 2024. The NFL just kicks off again tonight. We have the New York Jets and the New England Patriots playing each other tonight. Where are they playing? I think they're playing in New York too, which is going to be on Prime Video, Amazon Prime. Two Christmas games are going to be on Amazon Prime, or two Christmas games are going to be on Netflix, believe it or not. Today we're going to get into a couple different things. I'm going to give you an update. I'm in five fantasy football leagues, but I'm going to give you an update on my two favorite ones, which is the TPFFKAL and the John Galt League. We're going to talk a little bit about the game tonight and just a couple things that are trending in the right direction for some start sits. Who's looking good? Who's looking not well? An official start or sit episode probably on Saturday, but I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. The John Galt League, as we talked about before, is the no limit fantasy football league where you can bid as much as you want on any player. Um, you go over $500, you have to pay a luxury tax. You also do bidding throughout the free agent and the waiver wire. The pot is now up to $9,287. The top three point scorers each week get 25% of the pot, and the top three finalists, 8 out of team 12s, make the playoffs. One quarterback league. It's freaking, I don't know what's going on with this league. I do not know what's going on with this league. Let me share my screen with you guys. So hopefully, let's see, here we go. So hopefully you can see my screen right here. This is the pot. This is up right here. Team of Destiny. We only spent $268 in the draft, $4 in week one on the waiver wire, and week two we spent big. We spent $63 on the waiver wire, and it worked out. It worked out pretty good. We won our game. Let's go see if we can find the game center. Maybe is that it? Yeah, we are going to week two. We won our game in week two, 129-02. Team of Destiny beat the MAGA Maniacs. I guess that's some kind of political thing that he's getting into or something like that. But gives a little thing that what's pretty cool here is the NFL app is pretty cool. I never played a fantasy league in the NFL app, and I actually really like it. The app is really good. The desktop version, it's a little, you got to get used to it, but I really do like the app. But anyway, it gives the percentages here, and we finished with a score of 129.02 to 78. We pretty much blew them out. Finished third in points overall, so we got, I think, $55 for finishing third in points. But this is going to be an interesting thing to watch, especially for us. Since we love working the waiver wire here, 33% of our team was picked up. 67% of our team was drafted. It looks like this guy has not done any acquisitions that much. He's got 100% all of his drafted team. And, from the looks of it, he's, he might want to think about working that waiver wire a little bit. The teams on here, and I want to just take a look at some of these. I need to bring up the Yahoo app for this because I know it a lot better. But let me just bring up once again. These were the prices, the actual prices for all the players, and we squashed Bo Nix. We're pretty much just streaming quarterback, which has been a little bit difficult because there's guys on here. I don't know why they're doing it, but they have three quarterbacks in a one quarterback league. I have no idea, but it's nice because there's a lot of players that are available on the waiver wire. We'll show you that in just one second, but just to look and see how these guys are doing, quarterback wise, I don't, $30 for Tua, he's out. Josh Allen, $185. Turning out like the best pick up here right now. Jalen Hurts, $100. It looks like Kyler Murray. This guy pays $40. Got a lot of value for Kyler Murray right now in the quarterback spot compared to these other guys. And then, if we take a look at the running back spot, I see one that's sticking out right now. James Cook, $55. $55 for James Cook, $225 for Derrick Henry. Which running back would you rather want right now, Henry or Cook? That's pretty easy to me. Christian McCaffrey, $203. My man Mike paid for. He is going to be out for a undetermined time. Bijan, $150. Breece Hall, $150. That's a lot of money. We got Stevenson for $17. He's our number one running back, and I think he is like fourth in carries. Second running back, Pacheco's going to be out for undeserved time. This dude right here, Mixon, he got for $58. Mixon had a great first week. His second week was a little off, but that's huge value. Look at this huge value too. Our chain, $40. Jonathan Taylor, $92. Who would you rather want between Taylor and a chain right now? Jacobs run the ball a lot with Green Bay right now, $53. Najee Harris, not that bad for $30. Jones, $16. Aaron Jones ran the ball like crazy the other day, so that is another good pickup. Now we look at the wide receivers. And like I said, I love it. Malik Neighbors, $55. Harrison had a horrible first game, but it's a great second game. $160 for Harrison, or $55 for Neighbors. Debo's going to be out a little bit, so that's a tough one. Devontae Adams had a good game last week, $100. CeeDee Lamb, $208. Tyreek Hill, $231. And I mean, Tyreek is going way down in the depth charts because of the loss of Tua. Jamar Chase hasn't been good. I think Chase is going to pick up. Like I said, it's only 2 weeks, so we only have a short players to look at here. You know, McLaurin, $50. Cooper Kupp is now on the thing with $127. This guy paid $355 for Amon St. Brown. I still think that's just like, ooh, unbelievable. But you know, Olave, $75. Was he worth it? I don't, you know, he had a good game last week, but you know, I got Rashee Rice for $38. You know, so look, once again, looking for value. We are streaming tight end. Fant isn't on here, but tight end has been really rough as of late. So just let's take a look at, you know, there's a lot of tight ends who have not done well. Trey McBride, I would want right now. He's probably my favorite tight end, $65. But you see Laporta, who has not been playing well, $55. Dalton Kincaid, who has not been playing well at all, $60. Travis Kelce went for $90 for Travis Kelce. I think he has like 4 targets. Who's the guy that I would want at tight end after 2 games? Brock Bowers, $29. You know, Kyle Pitts, $47. I'd take Bowers before anyone right now. Ridley's played a couple great games. I benched him last week, unfortunately, but you know, only $17 for Ridley. Look at this. Evans, who didn't play that great last week, but great game the year before, $50. I want to see how much we can find Godwin. Godwin is the number 1 receiver right now. And we don't have him on our team, but let me see if I can find out who's got him. You know, there he is, Chris Godwin, the number 1 receiver in fantasy football, $22. And you guys got, you know, Tyreek Hill, $237, Amon St. Brown, $355. Just goes to show you fantasy football can go either way. JSN, we had a big game yesterday. We got for $23. And, you know, we got some guys on the, you know, Shakira had a decent game, $27. Kent Coleman, we only got for 10. But, you know, we're going to go back in like some deep dive value. Zach Moss, $28. He's obviously going to turn it around. Some of these guys on the top, though, these second tier guys are really the guys that we tried to look for and got, and, you know, just bringing us back to the game center in the fantasy league. Let me just see if I can go to the scoreboard really quick and see if we can bring up the stats here. So yeah, these top 8 make the playoffs right now. The bad news Bears, they look like a good team. Let me just see how much they spent to see if we can find that out. These Bears spent they're playing the waiver wire too. That's probably why they're one of the best teams, but they spent looks like they spent not 982 on draft day. The team that we just demolished, the Mega Maniacs or Mega Maniacs, $1,170.50. He outspent us about 4-1, and we beat him by about 50 points. My man Joe Moo, who put the league together, he's actually doing really well. He's won last 2 points, you know, but he spent $958. Spent a lot of money, but he's got a good team. Dang Sam Mike, he lost CMC, you know, $929. My man Jimmy, who I'm ahead of right now, spent $990. Devinder, Virginia Vibes, this guy, Night Squad. You take a look right here. I feel so bad for this guy. You know, this is the guy who paid the crazy math for Monte Brown. He is 0-2 right now. 3 teams 0-2, 3 teams 2-0, and then there's a bunch of us down there in the middle that are 1-1. And if the playoffs would start today, we would fifth, and we were third to last in spending. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to look for a profit here. Over to the TPFFKAL, my team is absolutely horrible. I have the worst fantasy football team I think I have ever had before in my life in the TPFFKAL. This is a league where you trade draft capital. You could trade. It's a keeper league, dynasty league. Same guys mostly playing it. All my best buds. But it's like you could trade next year's draft capital after a certain week, after week 7, so I can trade capital for teams that are out. So it is a pretty cool concept, and I've been doing that for the last 3 years, trying to trade draft capital and make the playoffs, and I think it's caught up to me now because my team is like awful. However, this is why I call myself the team of destiny. We are 2-0 at this point, 2-0. And I'm just going to show you my team and how awful this is. I got to make a lot of moves. Jordan Love, I thought was a good, he's out. I just traded for McLaurin, Brian Thomas, Chan Reed, Jerome Ford, Joe Mixon, Dallas Goedert, Carson Steele, Lad McConkey, Jerry J. I got some Buck here, and I got a lot of dart throws in here, but I am 2-0 right now. So I'm just holding on hope. And, part of fantasy football is being the other team and getting lucky. One thing that I want to show everyone in here too while we're at it is I just want to give everyone a little bit of a hint on how you can improve at fantasy football. And one of the things is, what is the objective of fantasy football? To score the most points? It's not. It's to score more points than the other team that week. And I'm gonna, just go ahead and give something out to my man Champ. He lost this game last week, but he didn't lose that bad. This guy's got the best team in the league by far. He's got a great team. But one of the things that you can really do in fantasy football is, when you take a defense, or I stream defenses. I think it's a bad idea to just pick a defense and play that same defense all year. I think it's always gonna bite you in the end. I'd rather take a team that's playing, the Carolina Panthers every week than taking, the best defense. They're eventually going to go up against bad teams, and they're going to have bad days. But, in this situation, and I don't know whether he did it on purpose though, but, the Red Sharks have, James Cook at running back. Cook had a huge game last Thursday, 28 points, 2 rushing touchdowns, 78 rushing yards. He had a receiving touchdown. It's not all the time. Nothing's perfect in fantasy football, but Champ started the Buffalo defense. And so starting the defense on the opposing team who has the running back ended up with 20 points. And that really X'd out Cook. It's always a good idea to look at the opponent that you're playing and see if there's any ways where you can grab correlation. Everyone knows if you can start another wide receiver to his quarterback, it's always a good thing. Same thing with if they're starting a running back to start the same defense. Another thing I do, this is done obviously in DFS and DraftKings a lot. If you have a running back, start the same defense, it's going to double you up. I did that last week with Joe Mixon and the Houston Texans. Mixon did not have a good game. He was banged up half the way, but the Texans ended up scoring 17 points, which put me over the hump for that. And then just to go to the rankings, once again, this is Fantasy Guides. I pay $10 a month for it. It's a great website. You get all the information. It gives you the top weekly rankings. It's a wonderful draft guide. Top rankings for the week so far, and this is the implied points. Jamar Chase. I know Jamar Chase owners are really unhappy right now. Jamar Chase is due for a big breakout. 27 implied points. They're a 7.5 point favorite on Monday night. Chase is going to get back together. CeeDee Lamb, number 2. Justin Jefferson, number 3. St. Brown, number 4. Collins, number 5. Rashee Rice, number 6. Smith's number 7. Delave, 8th. Harrison, 9th. Godwin, 10th. Ayuk, 11th. Evans 12th, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Tyreek Hill is way down there. Miami only has an 18.5 implied points when they play at Seattle. That quarterback, not having a quarterback, is going to hurt those Miami receivers big time. You can't bench Tyreek Hill, but it's really going to be interesting on what happens with him. But you can see that he has really went down. Running back wise, with CMC out, Jordan Mason has been. If you got Jordan Mason as your handcuff and you're a CMC owner, you are perfectly happy right now. I have CMC in one league, did not get Jordan Mason, and I'm don't know what to do pretty much. Jordan Mason has been a beast. Barkley has been really good too. Bijan and Brees are getting in the hall. But how about this guy, Alvin Kamara? Alvin Kamara, the number one running back right now. Again, they play the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles defense does not look good. 26 implied points for the Saints. A chain I think is going to be really the guy in Miami to play. Derrick Henry, I have no idea why anyone spent so much money on him. I think Derrick Henry is a good running back, but is he a top 5 running back? No way. And then just tight end wise, tight end has been crazy. Trey McBride, George Kittle, and Brock Bowers are pretty much the 3 tight ends there are, and then everyone else looks like a stream. Kelsey had, he's going to have a couple good games, but I think with Rice in there and those receivers, Kelsey is not going to be Mahomes' number 1 target anymore. That's been apparent after the first 2 games. Laporta has not been great. Mark Andrews played a little bit better. I got a $50 bet with my buddy whether Kincaid is going to be a top 5 tight end at the end of the year or not. I don't think he is. Too much going on. Different offensive coordinator in Buffalo, really doing things a lot different. Mike Gesicki playing really well. He's on waiver wires everywhere still. But tight end is really just not becoming an important position. And then just to go back to these, just to go back over here to the John Galt League. I'm going to bring up these prices again for here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just instead of bringing up the John Galt League, what I want to just do really quickly is just want to bring up the players and where all the players are at right now as far as like the top players in each position, which has been absolutely crazy. All players. Where did we find this? Let's see. Season total right here. So, top quarterbacks right now is Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Let's just take a look at the John Galt League. I know that Baker Mayfield, I know that I just picked up Derek Carr in the waiver wire. The second best quarterback, I think there's 25 quarterbacks taken in the John Galt League. And right now I got the second best quarterback. And I think the guy who was on auto draft, the guy who was on auto draft took Baker Mayfield for $1. So and I don't even think he started him yet. I think he started Deshaun Watson. I'm not sure of that, but guys got Baker Mayfield for $1, and he's the best fantasy quarterback right now over Hurts for $100, Josh Allen $185, Mahomes $104, Lamar Jackson, a guy for $1 is the best quarterback right now. I got Carr off the waiver wire for $6. So that just shows to show you that you really don't know. And this is only 2 weeks. Things can change a lot. But Nico Collins, number 1 wide receiver right now. Chris Godwin, number 2 wide receiver. Jaden Reed, number 3 receiver. There you got a guy, Jefferson. Alex Pierce is still in the waiver wire in lots of leagues. He is the 5th best wide receiver right now. Jameson Williams, Malik Neighbors, Cooper Kupp, he's going to be out. Rashid Shaheed, but he's going to Debo Samuel's out for a couple weeks. Rashid Rice, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Marvin Harrison, Tyreek Hill, way down there. CeeDee Lamb has, is, probably about 25 down right now. you never know what's going to happen in fantasy football. This is why it's such a great thing to play. I just love it. Alvin Kamara, we just showed you that John Galt League $19. CMC went for 202. Alvin Kamara is the top running back right now. Saquon Barkley, 50 is the number 2 running back. J.K. Dobbins, I picked J.K. Dobbins off the waiver wire in the John Galt League in week 2. I think I paid a lot for him. I think I paid like $36 for him to make sure that I was going to get him, and I got him, and he went off. J.K. Dobbins is the number 3 running back in the league right now. A chain, number 4. Jordan Mason, number 5. Connor is there. Stevenson is there. Brees is there. Brian Robinson is up there. Pollard's playing good this year. So it's just like, you never know when it comes to fantasy football. And that's really why you gotta hit the wire, baby. You gotta hit the wire, and you gotta make trades, and you gotta play this week in and week out, because if you just draft a team and set it and forget, this is what's going to happen. You're going to end up like the Mega Maniacs. Top tight end, Isaiah Likely. That's always because he had a great first game. Brock Bowers, number 2. Kittle, number 3. McBride, number 3. You can't even find Travis Kelce on here, which is insane. It's 2 weeks. We still got a lot to go in the season, but you're starting to get an idea that things change very drastically in the NFL. That's why you always got to keep in tune. Just watch the Fantasy Football Show with Freddie Ewan to keep you advised and where you're at, and you guys will be fine. So New York Jets and New England Patriots tonight. Don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. The over under is 40. I think the only guys that you can really start tonight is I think if you have Garrett Wilson, you're going to have to go with him. Wilson has a tough cover right now. I think the really 2 guys that you have to go with are just Stevenson and Breece Hall. I really don't think there's any other starters on there. It's a divisional matchup. The weather's not cold yet, but these guys are in the AFC East. It's a fight it out. These 2 teams are subpar teams. They're going to grind it out. New England won the game. They're 1-1. The Jets are 1-1. So it's going to be an interesting game to watch. I don't think it's going to be too exciting. You're not going to see a whole lot of touchdowns. You're going to see Aaron Rodgers, who's about as old as I am, who shouldn't be on any fantasy teams right now, play. But it should be fun to watch. And so hope you guys had a fun time checking out my 2 favorite leagues, the John Galt League and the TPFFKAL. And we'll be back with our start and sit probably in a couple days. Everyone have a great night. Bye-bye.